Okay. So like what I say, this is the course Math 555, and it is algebraic graph theory. And the first time that I think of this course, the first time I think of this course, um, it looks like it needs a lot of abstract algebra. And at that time, I don't feel like I'm comfortable with group theory, field theory, ring, and that kind of thing. But uh, later on, pretty much, I realized that algebraic graph theory is pretty much talking about graphs. That's a discrete object, and its relation to the notion of matrices. That's what we learned in the first year of linear algebra. So as long as you are comfortable with linear algebra and you have some background knowledge, you know what is a graph, what is a matrix, and what are the rank, that kind of thing, then you are welcome to join the course. Okay, so I so today the layout is like the following. I will try to do some um, brief introduction today. There will be some introduction. By the way, this is an English course, but it doesn't mean that you cannot ask me about the meaning or particular sentence. If you feel like some of my pronunciation or sentence is weird, or simply you don't understand what I said, try to let me know. Introduction of the course and some basic setup. So today we only talk about something that is required throughout the course. We are not going to talk about some particular mathematics. Um, but once we know better about this hour, then it will be more smooth in the future. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is about the course website, and that will be shown on the Cyber University. So let me switch to a window. Uh, from here, I guess you all know where to go to the Cyber University. If not, I'm copying the link to the chat. This is the link to the online platform, teaching platform for our university. It is far from being well, it is terrible, but it is usable at this point. Um, so if you get into here and you can switch your language if you preferred. I mean, being inside the English course doesn't mean that you have to use the English environment for Cyber University. But at least for me, I will try to explain that here. Um, there will be a forum. Forum means 讨论版, and forum you will get several topics here. Pretty much all the announcement will comes in here. If you are using the Chinese version, that's a 公布栏. So you will see some announcement here. Then you will see a course website. So that's the first thing that you need to know. We got a course website. You don't need to log in. It is a static HTML website. You will find some basic information there, the textbook, and where you can find my email, that kind of thing. So pretty much you can find most of the thing. If you need to access that, you can uh, store that into your bookmark. But another way is just try to search for Jeffian and try to search for my website. I think I try to let Google know this website for a long time. So if you search for Jeffian Lin, then it's likely that you will find some of my website. For example, this one, and there is a teaching website. So it should be doable by just searching. That's what I do all the time. And by keep searching that, Google will popping it up to the top. And so there is a website called Algebraic Graph Theory. So later on, I'm going to do one by one explain what's the component of this course and what is the assessment. By that I mean, how do I give you the score in the end of this course? Okay. But before that, just let you know, there is some other way that you can reach out for help. And because we only have four of you, I mean there is one more person, but the four that who has enrolled in this course, I think you already know this. There is a Discord link. If you want to join Discord and then you want to have some discussion, there is an algebraic graph theory channel, and you can just click on the link, register an account. Then feel free to ask questions there. If you don't feel like asking questions publicly, you can just send me a direct message. Okay, but somehow the easier way is just try to find me through the email. This is a course info. I'm not going to say that one by one. You can read the course info by yourself, not necessarily on my shared screen. You can just visit this website and we're all here. In the future, I mean after 1 week, so today and next Tuesday, we are going to teach online, but starting from next Thursday, it is going to be in person. It is on the fourth floor of Science Building. SC stands for Science Building, which is where the Department of Mathematics is. So fourth floor, 4013 classroom. So you can try to find that place. And my office is on the second floor. Anyway, the easiest thing to remember is if you have any question, try to send me an email. Here is the Discord link that I mentioned, but because here is so public, so I did not put the correct link. If you want to use the link here, you can take out the J in the end. But if you take the link in the Cyber University, then that link is correct. Okay, so the link highlight here is correct without the J. So there are some office hour for this course, which is on Tuesday and Thursday afternoon, 3 to 4. So you can try to find me. If you need to find me in a different time, try to send me an email to make sure that I'm in the office. Okay, now there are something else that I want to say in the at the beginning so that you can ask for help. First of all, there is a homework 0 which you can do right now or like today. Just click on the link here. Let me also pass the course website in the chat. Okay, and so just tell me your email, then you will get 2 extra points immediately. But one of them is you can type in your email and your name. If you have a Chinese name, try to do that. But otherwise, either one is okay. And your student ID so that I know who you are, and then I understand and agree with the course policy described on the course website. And there's only one option that you can only press yes. Okay, you got to say yes to the policy, then you can keep going. So if you feel like okay, I'm going to take the course, then please do this. You will get 2 extra points before September 26th, which is Sunday, I believe. But after that, you are still required to do this, but you don't get extra points. And starting from this semesters, I feel like maybe you might want to talk to me anonymously. Anonymously means that you don't reveal your name to me. Like I want to say something, but I don't want the professor, I don't want the classmates knows that who says that. So there is a simple form called comments to Jeffian. So if you click on that, it's quite simple. You just let me know which course you are in, or you prefer then not to say, you can click on other and just say something that, okay, I really don't like online teaching. I prefer online teaching. Like I want to learn something, something like that, and then submit. And I will try to respond that to you as early as possible. I don't know who you are. That's why I need to know which course it is. So I'm likely to respond to you in the class without knowing who you are. Okay. So feel free to use all kind of resources. So far, we got the email, we got the Discord. You can just let me know your comments anonymously, and there are all the possibilities that you can let me know. Now, algebraic graph theory is just like what I say. It talks about the matrices and the graphs and pretty much the relations between them. So a lot of things relies on linear algebra. And linear algebra is quite a broad area that has a long history. So linear algebra has something that you have learned in the first year of undergraduate school, but there are also something else that usually not taught in the first year. And it doesn't mean that those are hard. So at the beginning of the semester, we are going to show you some more things about linear algebra, and maybe you may or may not already know this, but the idea is try to introduce some more idea to you. And here are some great resources, and this is some nice thing that our university is doing well. Well, not all of them they are doing well, but this one is good. So this is the textbook, Graphs and the Matrices. It is published by Springer, and the author is Bapat, an Indian mathematician, quite a nice mathematician. And there is an electronic version available at the library. I believe the links here works. So you can click on that and go there. As long as you are on the school internet, you are inside the school domain, then you should be able to find this connect to the full text. And so after you click on that, you are able to download the whole textbook. And this is legal, like legally you can use this book. Okay. So basically, you don't have to buy any textbook. There are some books here, and this is basically available online. You just search for this book. There is another online version. You can find it for free. But if you want the published version, then you can again use the library. The third one is another great book. This is kind of the first book that I read it throughout. You know, from the undergraduate school, you are forced to learn a lot of things, and most of the time you follow the schedule designed by the professor. But we rarely read one book, just one book, right? So this is kind of the first book that I finished reading all of that and finished all the exercises, and I feel like it is great. And in fact, most of the book are great. So whenever you have time, try to do some reading. So these two are some resources. If at some point you feel like the homework is too hard, maybe they have some resources there. Okay, now heading back to the kind of the policy side, maybe you will care more about how the score are calculated. So this is the formula of the the semester score. I will explain from the end to the beginning, okay? So the last three are pretty much the same. You can think of that exam, exam, report, exam, exam, report. So that means that we have two exams that is going to be scheduled in the for 1/3 of the semester, second third of the semester, and then there is no final exam. Okay, there's no final exam. The last one is going to be a report. Okay, so exam, exam, and report. And I will guide you to write some report that is suitable for graduate research. Uh, that's one of the goal. I really want you to be capable to write something. That's an important part. Okay, so there is something kind of weird that's called active learning, and there is homework, and so all of them counts up to 100%. So these two, you can see the information in Cyber University. And these three is pretty much just like what it says, the name. You will see the schedule here on the course website. Okay, so midterm 1, midterm 2, make sure that you remember these dates. And the deadline of the report is likely to be in the last 2 weeks. So I will set it up a bit later in this semester. Okay. All right. Now let's move on to active learning and homework. So these two can be found on the Cyber University, and as I mentioned, if you go to the discussion forum, the translation is terrible. If you go to the forum, and then there is a topic called active learning, and the other topic called the homework discussion. Okay. Now, let me start with active learning. So there is one example and there is one information. So please go to Cyber University right now and try to find this post. It is a bit wordy. There are some words, but it is not super long. Okay, so I will give you about 5 minutes to read this, and later on I will give more explanation. But please try to take some reading, and at the same time, if you see some English words that you are not so familiar with, you don't know the meaning, the word or the sentence, then try to mark it and let me know. Okay. So let me, yeah, the following 5 minutes, please try to read the post. Okay. So 5 minutes. Okay, then I will keep going. Please remember that we only have a few students here, and there's no point. Just feel free to ask questions and let me know what's going on. Okay, there's not too. I will just highlight what's going on here. First of all, you see there are some numbers here. Point a quarter. Okay, 0.25 points. And you will get this amount of points for each post. And how do you accomplish each post? There are two options here. So you can try to read it throughout, but it will be easier to just read the example. Okay, there's a website called VoiceTube, and that's actually what I'm doing every day to improve the pronunciation. There is another thing that is really just based on you, and let's go to see some example. Okay, here is an example. You are supposed to post another thing. Here is Jeff and Lin's active learning, and maybe you can do something like someone's active learning by yourself, and then you just simply say challenge start or leave it as blank. It doesn't matter. The thing is that you can do this. There are two options. One is a note. The other is something like this, and um, and each post will be 0.25%. 0.25%. Okay. Sorry, 0.25 points, and so the total at most will get you 10 uh, 10 points. Okay, so I'll write it here. Times numbers of posts, and then this will be the active learning score. Okay, so that means that you only need to do it 20 times. I mean, 20 will be full score for you. But if, of course, if you want to do more, then you are welcome to do so. Okay. Now, what are the options? There are two options. One is about the English. The other is about the mathematics. And the English is quite simple. You kind of visit the website called VoiceTube, and then try to record your speaking. Every day there will be a sentence, and then try to say the sentence, and then record that, and then take a screenshot and upload that. And so for international students, sorry that this website has some Chinese inside, but I think there is an English environment. So try to record your voice. If you want to do this part, try to record your voice. I think it is still possible to do so. If you have any difficulty, just let me know. So for example, here is some sentence that I did on September 18th, and the sentence is very short, and every day you can do it once, and you just click on the play button and say, okay, when exiting a conversation, interrupt yourself, not them. Make it clear that you enjoy the conversation and that you have a reason for leaving. And after recording, post that and take a screenshot and upload to here. Then that's done. Then you got the point that that's for you. The second one is kind of open homework. Okay, whenever you are doing the study, usually, I mean, not usually, you are supposed to think a lot of questions outside of the textbook. When you read a sentence that, okay, this is the diagram of the matrix, you might not know what is the matrix, you might not know what is a diagram. Try to identify the part that you don't understand and try to give a question to yourself. Okay, I don't understand the diagram of a matrix, so what it is? And try to answer your question. So my question is, okay, what is the diagram of myself? And I try to answer that by myself. So I pose a question by myself. This is not necessarily the question, but try to find a question that helps you and also post the answer by yourself. And for example, what is the 1-2 entry of A cubic if A is equal to this matrix? Okay, and there are several ways to do so, and try to keep a note and take a photo and upload to here. And like what I say, if you want to get the 4 credits, then you have to do it at least 20 times throughout the semester, which is not a lot. But the idea is keep you to learn it by yourself. Okay, and whenever you have question, just let me know. Okay, I posed a question, but I don't understand what's the answer. That's also okay. So try to identify the part that you don't understand and try to answer that. Okay, the last part is homework, and homework counts for 30%. So that's a oops. And it is in homework discussion. And so you will see that there is homework 1, 2, 3. Actually, there will be 30 homeworks, 30. That's quite a lot, I would say. But we will discuss that in the class. We will also discuss your writing after the class. So the idea is really get you to the right point. Is not try to give you a lot of burden. I hope you can learn something from here. Okay, so the first one is actually from today. Today we'll have the first homework, but it is not going to be terrible. Okay, you can download the file first. Go to the homework discussion and then download it. And I will download the PDF first. Okay, this is the homework today, but we will go through that later. Okay. But let's try to look at how to do the homework, because there are some technical issues that I need to let you know how to deal with the homework. If you go to the homework info, again, you see there is the info and there are some homeworks. Then try to go to this page and follow the instruction here. Try to create an account on Overleaf. Okay, and that will help you to go through the homework. Because later on, you are not going to submit your homework. It is like you share your project with me, and then I will go to your project and redo your homework. Okay, so for the first time, that's what we are going to do now. Register an account on Overleaf, and just click on the link. Or just Google Overleaf. It is easy to see that. It is something green, looks like this. Okay, so you will see some web page after you register an account. And then, well, okay, and then register an account and create a project. Okay, called your name 2021 F Math 555 homework. Okay, so try to do that now. The third step is try to share your project. So please do it now, and we will move on to the homework. Okay, once you go to the homework one, you will see, okay, homework one, and it is assigned on this, and it is due on next Wednesday by 5 p.m. Okay, and so please download the TeX file, TeX file, and PDF file is for you to read. Okay, download the TeX file and go to the Overleaf, and there is an upload on the top left. Upload your file, upload and select from your computer. If you have any question, try to let me know afterward. That's okay. And now, this is a system that is quite straightforward. You type something on the left, okay, and then you will see something on the right. But the one in your file, this part has been deleted by me. I type this file and then I delete this part. So this is the part that you have to learn how to type it. Okay, and so let me show you a little bit without telling you too much answer. Okay, so basically starting from this line, consider something something. It is already removed by me, so you have to look at the PDF and start typing that. And so suppose that you only see something on the right. Okay, then try to do something like consider the equation x squared. Okay, now this is the first part that you encounter some math. Whenever you encounter some math, you put the code in dollar signs. Okay, and x squared, and you have to learn a little bit about the syntax. When you have the superscript, now square, you need to use the wedge sign. Wedge sign is on the top of number 6, and plus x plus 1. Most of them are straightforward. One may use the quadratic. This is only English typing. Okay, quadratic formula to find the zeros. And now there's another kind of big chunk of math, and this is called display math. The first one that is called inline math, and there is also display. Display math will be bigger and easier to read, but it occupies a lot of places. So for example, if you want to type the fraction means 分数, okay? So you will do frac and two braces. And the first brace is the first set of braces is the numerator 分子, and then you will do -1 plus square root of 3. So now you need to know what is square root of 3 slash sqrt3 and then a 2. Okay, and now you know how to do this. You know how to do the next one, which is just switch that to minus. There is an and in between. Okay, so let's try to do that. Once you click on compile or recompile, then you will see what you type on the left will be compiled to the right hand side. So now you see that pretty much it is the same. It is the same. Okay, so you will see one thing here. And here is some trick that you need to do. Inside the math, everything will be italic, 斜体, okay? And so in italic, you have to do something like a text to make it upright. Okay, now it becomes upright, but you want some spaces in between. No matter how many spaces you leave in the math mod, there's nothing. You basically leave nothing there. So spaces in math mod is nothing. So you have to leave the space inside the text, and then you are done. Okay, cool. And remember, every sentence will start with will have some proper punctuation. So remember to put a period in the end. Okay, so the time is up, and so for the before next Wednesday, you don't have to send that to me. But after this time, I will go to your project and look at your file and then check your homework. Okay, so by this time, please have your file ready in your overleaf. And so let's see, too many. And what you need to type is this part, and also there is a graph drawing part. And whenever you have some difficulty, you can try to reach out to me or try to discuss with your classmates. So let me write down the announcement. Homework 1 due on next Wednesday, 5 p.m. Okay, and after that, you don't have to submit it. I will visit your project. So make sure you have the file ready. Okay, that's all for today, and thank you for coming. We'll see you online next Tuesday. Okay, thank you. We'll stop here.